Chapter 12. Then Seth, the just, called his son Enos, and Canaan, the son of Enos, and Mahalalel, the son of Canaan, and said he to them, My end is near, and I wish to build a roof over the altar on which gifts are offered. They listened to his commandment, and all of them, both old and young, went out and worked hard and built a beautiful roof over the altar. And Seth's thought was that by doing this, a blessing should come upon his children on the mountain, and he thought he should present an offering for them before his death. Then, when the building of the roof was completed, he commanded them to make offerings. They worked diligently and brought them to Seth, their father, who took them and offered them upon the altar, and prayed God to accept their offerings, to have mercy on the souls of his children, and to keep them from the hand of Satan. God accepted his offering and sent his blessing on him and on his children. Then God made a promise to Seth, saying, At the end of the great 5 days and a half, which is the promise I have made to you and to your father, I will send my word and save you and your seed. Author's note: a great day is 1,000 years. Then Seth and his children and grandchildren met together and came down from the altar and went to the cave of treasures, where they prayed. And he blessed them in the body of our father Adam, and anointed them with it. But Seth stayed in the cave of treasures a few days, and then suffered, sufferings to death. Then Enos, his firstborn son, came to him with Canaan, his son, and Mahalalel, Canaan's son, and Jared, the son of Mahalalel, and Enoch, Jared's son, and with their wives and children to receive a blessing from Seth. Then Seth prayed over them, and blessed them, and earnestly requested them by the blood of Abel the just, saying, I beg of you, my children, not to let one of you go down from this holy and pure mountain. Do not associate with the children of Cain, the murderer and the sinner, who killed his brother. You know, my children, that we flee from him and from all his sin with all our might, because he killed his brother Abel. After having said this, Seth blessed Enos, his firstborn son, and commanded him to minister continually in purity before the body of their father Adam, all the days of his life. He also made him promise to go at times to the altar, which he had built, and he commanded him to feed his people in righteousness, in judgment, and in purity all the days of his life. Then Seth's limbs went limp, his hands and feet lost all strength, his voice became silent and unable to speak, and he gave up the ghost and died. Seth died the day after his 912th year, on the 27th day of the month Abib, Enoch being then 20 years old. Author's note: there are 3 separate numbers of significance here. 27 is a gateway number to 9. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 9 is the number of endings. 912 reduces to the number 3, which is number of completeness. Abib is the 7th month of the year in the Hebrew calendar, corresponding to Nisan. Then they carefully wrapped up the body of Seth, and embalmed him with sweet spices, and laid him in the cave of treasures, on the right side of our father Adam's body, and they mourned for him 40 days. They offered gifts for him, as they had done for our father Adam. After the death of Seth, Enos was raised to the head of his people, whom he fed in righteousness and judgment, as his father had commanded him. But by the time Enos was 820 years old, Cain had a very large number of offspring, because they had sex, married often, being given to animal lusts, until the land below the mountain was filled with them.